Hello everybody, welcome back. No Man's Sky Next is the last in a series of updates that have turned No Man's Sky from one of the biggest controversies in the gaming world into finally a success story a little more than 2 years after its initial release. The next update brings a number of smaller or bigger changes to the game that continue expanding the offered gameplay the previous 3 updates, Foundation, Pathfinder and Atlas Rises, introduced to No Man's Sky. The obvious highlight of Next is of course the implementation of actual multiplayer in the game and the ability to explore the universe with your friends. Before we mention all the new features coming to No Man's Sky with Next, I think it is important to recognize the efforts of Hello Games and the fact that they did not abandon the game, especially after that disastrous initial launch. I personally was a day one No Man's Sky player and I continued playing for a few months, but eventually I stopped playing because there wasn't much to do. Most of the promised gameplay was missing and No Man's Sky felt more like an early access title back then than a complete game. I finally returned to the game a couple of weeks before the release of Next and I couldn't be happier and impressed by its progress. Hello Games have spent the last couple of years improving the game, adding most of its missing content but also new features like the very good base building, and for their work they have earned my respect. One very important thing we have to remember is that the soul of No Man's Sky, the core of this game, has always been and will always be exploration. Traveling around the universe, following the main story or not, and enjoying the journey. Only now, with the release of Next, that journey is so much better. So what does Next actually bring to the game? First of all, multiplayer. Finally, we can play along with 3 of our friends, exploring the No Man's Sky universe and having fun, bringing all our ships and items to the server. The only limitation to enjoy this new feature is that you have to be using the same game mode with your friends. There is no range limit for members of your party, so you can be halfway across the galaxy doing your thing while remaining in the same game. Cannot share spaceships, but can share everything else, even add rooms and structures to your friends' bases. And if one of you owns a capital ship, you can even accept multiplayer missions now. Additionally, there is the option to join a random player's game or have other players joining your game if you prefer trying to make new friends like this. Speaking of bases, you can now build them everywhere and out of up to 20,000 individual pieces. What that means is that you can create impressive complexes at your favorite locations, and this is just another incentive to go out there and find that perfect place of yours. One of my favorite new additions is the third-person view we finally have with the Next, my new favorite way of playing No Man's Sky that simply adds another, better in my opinion, perspective to the world. With multiplayer and third-person view, we also get the chance to customize our character and change our appearance. You can change almost everything from your suit, helmet to even your race. If you have the money, it is now possible to buy a fleet of freighters and send them out to complete missions in other systems for you. You can have up to 50 frigates in your fleet. And the changes don't stop here. Next brings improvements to environments and in general world building. Planets look better than before with improved planetary terrain generation, ground textures, water and clouds. Better HUD and interface make it easier to upload discoveries and enjoy the game more. It is now even possible to discover artifact crates, treasures buried beneath the ground. All these changes sound great, but what follows is even better. 1 week after Next's release, Hello Games will begin weekly updates with galactic events, missions that every player can attend and earn rewards no matter where they are in game. Before the release of Next, we also got the Galactic Atlas website, giving us a much better and clear view of the Euclid galaxy, offering capital portal coordinates and making it easy to travel around and meet other players. We can also see discoveries of other players or even admire our own discoveries in that way. A quite good looking and helpful tool that we will see how it will evolve in the future. With all the changes Next and the previous updates have brought to No Man's Sky, it feels a lot more rewarding to travel around now, making discoveries, money and collecting resources. The ability to build your home on one of your favorite planets and share your adventure with your friends gives purpose to your journey even if you are not following the main story of the game. Overall, Next is an amazing update that finally brings to us the game we were promised a couple years ago, and even more. No Man's Sky has improved a lot these last couple years thanks to its 4 major updates, and it seems that it is finally becoming a great space game with a strong focus on exploration. So I personally believe that it is worth giving No Man's Sky a second chance. Thank you very much for joining me. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. I am SquidofLove and I will see you next time. Bye bye.